Hello, everyone. We're the Package Pickup Up team. My name is Baruch.
I'm Aaron.
I'm B.
I'm Eileen.
I'm Rita.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're just going to be presenting what we've worked on these past few months. I do ask that you leave any questions for the end. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Alex to introduce our problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to first start with the problem that the Campus Mail Center actually faces as far as their actual volume providing mail services for all students. So they're the primary mail service for all Duke undergraduates. And in the past, before the pandemic, private carriers would deliver mail directly to the students. However, after the pandemic, the Campus Mail Processing Center, which is where all of these packages are actually coming from, had its package intake volume increased by 34%, impacting its volumes and turnaround times. As you can see, the actual quantity of packages that the Campus Mail Center is dealing with is quite large. 155,000 packages yearly, 2,350 and more daily, and around 50,000 parcels in just the first 3 months of students moving in. This large volume of campus mail can increase student wait time and processing times, but also the limited staffing and capacity restrictions also exacerbate these issues. As far as the student side, the restrictions of the administration impacts the students directly. So first of all, the scattered information for students. So when you receive a package at Duke, you get an email saying that you've received a package, but you also get a reminder email, and you also get a second reminder email. And if you have more than one package, you may end up with 6 to 9 emails just for 3 packages. That means that when you actually go to pick up your packages and they ask you information such as your box number and how many packages you have available for pickup, oftentimes there's a delay in the line of students being able to find that information, compile it, and provide it to the staff in a concise manner. This again leads to them being unprepared for their pickup, right? It's the responsibility of the student to compile this information, but the burden ends up being on the administration of the Campus Mail Center side because they're the one who has to deal with the extended delays caused by student misinformation. All of these factors lead to overwhelming lines at the Campus Mail Center. Lines can range anywhere from 5 minutes to up to an hour, especially during those first few weeks of move-in, as students are receiving bulk packages coming in for, dorm furniture and everything you can imagine. And so as we face this problem as a team, Baruch is going to be talking about our proposed scope to address the challenges at the Campus Mail Center.
All right, so yeah, as Alex mentioned, when students order packages, each package being delivered gets multiple emails, which can easily lead to an overflow and confusion in the student. And they may also have questions for your staff, which can lead to backups and lines. And so our solution to stress that these problems place on both students and staff is a mobile responsive pickup scheduler webpage that allows students to schedule a time slot to receive their packages and take advantage of this new fast lane. And so the idea is that scheduled packages will be prepared by staff so that they are ready to be immediately given to those students that schedule them. And our website also features a color-coded mail line status system to help students decide whether or not they'd like to schedule a pickup. And now I'm going to pass it on to B to talk about our tech stack.
Yeah, so to actually.
B, we can't hear you.
Got it. Sorry, my bad. So to actually build our Dockerized web app, we used React, which is a JavaScript library to build the front end. We used Rails as our server, Ruby on Rails, and then Postgres as our database. And all 3 of these communicate using routes and Rails. And then finally, Shibboleth serves as our authentication to allow users to see their own personal information. And we're also getting data from third-party APIs, which Aaron's going to talk about in a second.
All right, yeah, so as B mentioned, we are using a couple third-party APIs to help in our application. The first one that we have here is SC Logic. So SC Logic is very important for grabbing your actual package information per box number. So that way, when a student logs in, they're actually able to see, for example, like the tracking numbers of their actual packages, and then also how many packages they actually have. And in order to get all this information, as I mentioned, because we're indexing by box number, we use another third-party API called Box Manager, which goes and grabs the box number of a student based on their unique ID, which of course is fetched through Shibboleth. Our next API that we are using is we're basically using a streamer through Duke Hub. We actually just recently added this to our project scope where students will be able to see their current mailing address. So that way, when students switch from East Campus to West Campus, when they become sophomores, it'll be easier for students to sort of compile the information about where to address the packages that they would like delivered to Duke. And this has the also added benefit of making it much easier for the mail staff to be able to sort through which package goes where, which is great. And lastly, we are using Group Manager in order to tell basically who has access to our administrator hub. So that way, all of the mail center staff are able to view this admin portal in addition to all the student workers who will be working at the mail center in the coming semesters. Awesome. All right, and next I'll pass it off to Alex to talk about the main elements.
Yeah, so this is kind of a snapshot of a few of the things that we've been talking about as far as the kind of core elements of our application. On the top left, you can see the Bryan Center mail line status. They have 3 color indicators for this: busy, moderately busy, and busy. Or sorry, not busy, moderately busy, and busy. The admin is actually able to update this, and it updates live for all people who are interacting with the application. It also has a last updated, so students can tell how often it was updated. And in addition, this at 5 p.m. every day at the closing of the mail center, the status will change to no status available, indicating that either the mail staff has not selected a status or that the mail center is closed. Further information about that is provided through the message from the mail center, where they're able to compile information, possibly, hey, we're running slow today. We have various issues that they can then communicate to the students. So that way, before you even go to the Bryan Center, you can see what situation you're walking into to ensure you can have a streamlined package pickup experience. In addition, the message from the mail center also updates live with information about closing hours, opening hours. Duke observed holidays are also logged into the message from the mail center, all managed through our database. On the bottom left, you can see the address. So in this example, Ria's address is uploaded here from Streamer. If your address is not available, for example, some of us who are currently here over the summer, we don't have addresses available, it will show an address stub that we'll see later in a demonstration. In the middle is our package hub, where you can see all of the information coming from SC Logic about particular packages. In this case, the student has 1 package to pick up with a tracking number. That icon to the right also allows them to copy that package tracking information. And on the right, we have our fast lane pickup scheduler. In this case, a student has scheduled a pickup. You're eligible to schedule a pickup once you have at least 1 package available in your mailbox. And at that point, you can pick a date and a time and show up to the mail center and have all of your information compiled and ready to go so that they're able to process you quickly and efficiently. Now that I've walked through the main elements of the app, I'm going to pass it over to Eileen to show us the student experience.
All right, sure. So I'm going to show a quick demo of our deployed site. So here, this is what the user sees before they log in through Shibboleth. So as you can see, the mail line status and the message from the mail center are available even before login. So once I log in through Shibboleth, I'll put in my fingerprint. So here, as Alex mentioned, are all the elements that are available in one place. So it's very convenient, my box number, the status, and because I haven't filled out the housing form for the summer, this is the address stub. So it shows me how I should format my address to get mail here, as well as my package tracking information. And then I'll go ahead and schedule a pickup. So this will take me to the scheduler page. As you can see, I can copy my tracking number if I want to search it up. And then right now, we can schedule packages for either the day of or 1 day in advance, as we discussed with the mail center staff, but this can always be changed once we do further student testing. So here are the available time slots I can schedule for today. As you can see, times that have already passed aren't available. And in addition, there's a 10-minute buffer at the end of every hour. So for example, there's no 12:50 time slot. This is just to allow, if the mail line gets backed up, to allow the mail line to clear up again. So mail staff don't have too many students coming in. So let's say I want to schedule for 12 p.m. I can click here. Or for example, if I want to sort by hour, I can select the hour here and then select 12 p.m. I can confirm my time slot. And then as you can see, I have scheduled for Thursday, August 3rd at 12 p.m. I can also see that when I go back here to my user home. In addition, users that schedule get a confirmation email from the Duke Post Office with their scheduled date and time, as well as their box number that they should be ready to say when they arrive at the mail center. I will also be getting a reminder email 1 hour before my scheduled time slot. And then in addition to this user home, there's also a FAQ page with a lot of questions that students usually have that they ask the Mail Center staff. So here we have this all in one place so that the lines can move more efficiently, as well as an about us with our wonderful team leads and our sponsors and stakeholders. And in addition, if anyone finds a bug or has a suggestion for our site, they can contact us, the student developers, through this form. And then this will send me, the user, a confirmation email with my message, as well as the student developers, the same message. So as you can see, here's my message here. And yeah, I'll pass it on to Ria now, who will show our admin portal.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen here. Eileen just submitted an email that now shows up here. So now I can see from the student developer side that she submitted a message. And then going to our admin portal, you'll notice there are 3 main sections as soon as admin login. So this would be given to anyone who's working at the Mail Center, including the staff and also student workers. Here we can edit a message. So the message that the students saw on their side can be edited from the admin side. Right now, you can see that an auto message was sent at 8:30, letting everyone know that the Mail Center was open, but we can change that message to "we are closed today." And this will update everywhere, both on the student side and the admin side. The Mail Center staff can also modify the status of the line. So if they look outside their window and they see that the line's pretty long, they can update the status to red. This sends it to busy. They can also make it moderately busy or not busy. And if they haven't updated the information in a long time, or they just don't want to update a Mail Center status at the time, they can just simply select the gray button and this will just make no status available. And then, so this is how the admin can preview the messages and the line setter status. And then here, we want to add some functionality so that the Mail Center can see what messages they're putting out. So they can actually download a CSV starting from like yesterday to today of all the messages that have been put out. And if we download the CSV, it'll go here. And then if I click it, it'll actually show the messages. And so you can see some of us have been playing around with it, including the Mail Center staff. And so they can see who put the message in, what the message was, and when it was sent out. Then I'll direct your attention to the middle of the admin hub. And this is the sort of like the main meat of our scheduler. So this is where the admin can actually see who's coming in for the day and make some modifications on that. So here you can see the scheduler or the calendar has some green circles and then this icon over here. So the green circles mean that time slots are actually available for that specific day. And this icon means that students are currently scheduled for that day. So if we click yesterday's date, you can see there are students. Sorry, I might have to refresh the page. So you can see students are scheduled for yesterday. So yesterday I scheduled a time slot for 1:20 p.m. We were actually at the Mail Center at that time, and I picked up my 2 packages. And so initially the status is scheduled when a student schedules their package, but then when they arrive, the Mail Center can actually mark them as arrived or missed. And so this way the Mail Center actually gets data on who's picking up their package and whether people who are scheduled to pick up their package actually come or don't come. We have 4 statuses. We have scheduled, arrived, missed, and unmarked. So essentially, if the Mail Center doesn't mark a student status for that day, their status will automatically change to unmarked at 5 p.m. And so that way the student isn't penalized if the Mail Center doesn't mark their status. Also, the Mail Center can view status, can view this screen by 1 slot if they just want to see 1, or by hour or by day, just based on their preference of what they want their view to look like. And then this section on the right side, I can actually click a day. And this allows the admin to actually edit the different time slots. So they have the option to edit 1 slot, all times, a range, or cancel an entire day slots. So this just shows all the time slots. Our time slots range from 9 a.m. to 3:40 p.m. And this just shows how many time slots are actually available for students to schedule. So this means that up to 3 students can schedule for 9 a.m. And then they can also edit 1 time slot, edit all the times, edit time range. And then this is the cancel day functionality. So if the mail center knows that they're going to be understaffed for a specific day, they can actually just cancel the entire day. The fast lane is also canceled for that day. And so I can run through that. So they can cancel an entire day, confirm to cancel, and then we refresh. Okay. Yeah. And then they can also download the scheduler data. So if they want to see who's coming in for the day and just print out all this information, they can actually go here, click to yesterday and to today to see who's coming in. And if we download the CSV here, they can actually see who's coming in. And so you saw that Eileen scheduled her package. That also shows up here. And they can just see everyone who's coming in for the day.
Another thing that we really wanted to ensure, and that our team leads and our sponsor also really pushed us towards, is ensuring, can you hear me? Is ensuring, okay, that our application is accessible to anyone with any sort of disability or impairment. So I'll quickly demo what this looks like on our landing page. If this works correctly, you all will hear your screen reader in a second, just as a fair warning. No? Okay. Let me see. Okay, well, you can see what this what I'm hearing in the corner. Oh. Okay, here we go. You don't see it? Oh, okay. Would you? Okay, it exists. Essentially, I made sure that when you get here, there's a skip to main content hot link that you can hear if you have a screen reader, that'll skip you directly to over here. Everything is tab stopped correctly. All of the color contrast is proper and made sure that anyone with visual impairments can see it. We have alternative text on all of the images and logos we have. All the links are correctly set up, and the hierarchy of the page is all good for accessibility reasons. And kind of sticking in the same vein of accessibility, I'm going to have Alex talk to us about our mobile.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is just a quick note, the site, as you can see, looks great on the desktop. It also works well on your phone. And this is great because for many students, they're going to be interacting with this mainly on a mobile device as they're walking around campus and checking whether or not a pickup would make sense for them. And so we've made sure that both for the admin and for the student, it's mobile responsive.
Yeah, and so we're moving towards the next steps and what that looks like for us. Right now, we've been testing out our app, but we're going to open it up for a few students in the coming weeks. We're going to invite 3 friends each to test out our app and see how it's working, actually be able to test with real packages. And then after that testing, based on how that goes, we will go into some user training and actually train students on how to use our app. We will deploy our app to be used for the greater Duke population. And then one thing that the Mail Center wants to add in the future is that right now all packages go to the campus Mail Center on West Campus. But if they add new pickup locations in the future, we want our scheduling app to be able to be used if there are different locations for picking up packages. I'll pass it on.
Yeah, so as the Code Plus program comes to a close, we just love to reflect about sort of our time here. So as you can see our GitLab stats there. But the more important part of this slide comes with our sponsor meetings and also our stakeholder meetings. We've been in constant communication with the Campus Mail Center because obviously if the app doesn't work for them, it doesn't work for us either, right? So we need to make sure first and foremost that this app is very accessible, very usable for the Campus Mail Center staff so that they actually use the functionality of our app, which is our scheduler, which is our line status indicator, which is our messages indicator. So we've been meeting with them bi-weekly for the past 10 weeks to make sure that we're really honing in on exactly what they want, so we can make that experience for them as seamless as possible. In addition, we've been meeting with our sponsors, Microsoft, pretty much every single week on Friday. We've talked to them a lot about various aspects of our app, but in specific, the accessibility portion of our application, because we really do want to make sure that anyone on Duke campus can actually use this app. So we've been talking to them a ton about different accessibility features and sort of how to test that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, finally, before we take questions, we just want to take a moment to thank a few people. We're all rising sophomores and juniors, and I know for myself, the highest level computer science course I had taken was 201. So accomplishing everything that we've done this summer would have been virtually impossible without a lot of dedication on our part and a lot of support from everyone else. Firstly, we wanted to say thank you so much to our team leads, Harry and Malik, who have been just incredible mentors, to Duke OIT, especially to Jim Wood and Sherry Tibbs, who helped us deploy and develop our app, to the CoLab for teaching us so much in the first few weeks and helping us in office hours with our endless Docker issues, to Microsoft, of course, for sponsoring us, for meeting with us and offering the advice that only industry professionals can really offer, and to Campus Mail for partnering with us for this project, for taking time to meet with us, like Erin mentioned, expressing their feedback, and just for being so willing to potentially take on a technical solution to a problem that they've been facing. And then finally to Isabel and Jen and the entire Code Plus program for offering us this incredible and supportive community. So
I know we're running a bit short on time, but if there are any questions at this point, please feel free to share them.